99% of homeowners are making a huge mistake with their mortgage. It's literally costing them decades of being in debt. Here's how you can refinance your home and pay it off in 2 years. And yes, I said 2 years. A buddy of mine just bought an investment property, which is a duplex. He paid $205,000. It's worth $130,000. We're looking at refinancing his home and using this first lien HELOC to get him out of debt and start building some wealth. His current interest rate's 8%. He's got a net income of about $8,500, so that's going to go into the HELOC every single month to pay down our principal. He's also got $20,000 in his checking account, so we're going to move that into the HELOC as a deposit to save us more money on interest. Now remember, the first lien HELOC essentially functions as your checking account. You're going to put all your income into the HELOC, and I know a lot of you hear this and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. You start freaking out. The HELOC functions just like your checking account, so you can put 10 grand in today and you can take 10 grand out tomorrow. You're going to pay all your bills out of the HELOC, and the net number that you typically have that's left over that sits in your checking or savings that does absolutely nothing for you sits on the HELOC, so it pays the principal down faster. And that's not the same as making an additional payment on your mortgage, because if you were to do that in a traditional mortgage, you would have absolutely no money left over to pay your bills. Because my buddy's a bachelor, he's got no debt. He basically lives on his own. He's got half of his income left over at the end of every month. Here's his current loan. He's going to pay it off in just under 30 years if he took it out to its full term, paying back $341,000 back to the bank. Here's our first position HELOC, taking that same $130,000 that he owes, paying it off in 25 months, saving him $201,000 in interest. That's $100 grand a year we're saving. The interest rate that we're using to model this out is 8.3% on our HELOC. And I know so many of you are going to come for me in the comments and say, well, why would I take an 8% interest rate today? That sounds insane. Because you want to understand that the HELOC is paying back simple interest. Simple interest is based upon the unpaid principal balance every single month. When you look at an amortized loan on your traditional mortgage, the bank front loads the interest on you. Go back to your closing documents and in fact, look at your mortgage statement every single month. Look how much of your payment goes towards interest and look how much of it goes towards your principal. You'd be shocked. What you really want to understand is effective interest. So when we look at my buddy's loan, he's only paying $10,000 worth of interest in 2 years. That's the equivalent of having an effective APR of 0.5%. That's the real number you got to understand and you got to look at. So now we want to talk about building wealth. So check this out. So his first duplex that he bought, it took him about $50,000 to buy this property that he now nets $1,700 a month.